Now, if you're wondering why I've been quiet on the video front, it's for one reason and one reason alone. It's not that I got bored, or I haven't been driving, or I haven't been moving cars about, selling cars and doing all that. I've been doing all that, except with one notable exception. Virtually everything I've driven in the past 2 weeks has been a van. And normally, that would be a source for great material. Except every single one of them has been a brand new van. And every single one of them has been a diesel van. No milk float vans whatsoever, which is a blessing. Given how shit they are, it is a blessing. But here's the thing. Van manufacturers, under the zero emissions vehicle mandate, have to sell 20% of all their vans as electric this year, 2024. So you'd think they'd be banging away. In theory, 1 in 5 of every van I drive should be electric. However, the last 10 have all been diesel. So there's a slight statistical anomaly there. And I didn't think it was worth saying any more about the beautiful Ford Transit, because I've done enough videos on Ford Transits. Everyone knows that they're great. Now they've fixed all the gremlins in them from a few years ago. And I had a Transit Custom the other day. It's like driving a car. They really are great vans. I've also had a lot of Renaults, Masters, Kangoos. Again, all diesel, all brand new, straight from Renault. So it ain't happening at the moment. And also delivering to hire companies, such as the one with the green sign, and the one with the yellow sign, and the one that calls themselves Days in Vans or something. Days Vans? Days Hire? I don't know. Anyway, they're having all Renaults anyway. So here's the thing. What's happening about the electric vans? So I thought I'd have a look. So I googled it to see what the van sales were like. And the results were very surprising. Because it'll come as a great shock to nobody that agrees with me that they're not selling them. And this is the year where they really, really need to push them. Because oh, my missus is ringing me. Oh well, right. Just so you know, the reason I didn't answer the call was because I was doing a video. All right, sweetheart? There you go. So 2022, and here's the screen. Here's the screenshot of what I researched. I did several bits of research, but this one's the most simple one to read. There you go. So 2022, 5.9%. It's about what I expected. 2023, 5.9%. So it didn't go up, even though they're banging them out now. Or they're trying to bang them out. And they're trying to make everyone get them. And all the big fleets took them on in 2022. Including the biggest gas supplier. And the biggest parcel supplier. And anybody else who I don't need to implicate by saying their actual names, but you can work it out yourself. So they filled up the majority of that 5.9%. So it's interesting that in 2024, it's gone down, not up. Largely because the people that have had these are getting rid of them already because they're shit. As has been proven by me and several other people, time and time and time again. Electric vans only do 100 miles if you're lucky, and that's empty. You fill them up, they're going to do 70. You fill them with racking and you put pipe racks on the top and everything, they're going to do 70. And woe betide, you should turn the heater on. I mean, luckily it's warmed up a bit. Speaking of which, I have got aircon on in here today. Oh, it's lovely and cold. So you can't do that in an electric car. So people have worked that out, so they're not buying them. And sales have actually gone down in 2024. I think they went up I've got a monthly stat as well that I'll try and put up now if I've got it. hopefully you got a monthly stat there as well, which shows that, I'm going to have to do this off the top of my head because I can't see it. I think sales went up in January and then have dropped back down in March. So there must have been a few new registrations popped through in January, which are probably now sat on an airfield somewhere pre-registered, not actually on the road. But by March it's dropped to an all-time low again. And here's the big issue. The big issue is that by the end of 2024, all van manufacturers have to, by the law of the zero emissions vehicle mandate, be selling 20% of their market share as electric vans. And they're currently on 5.9. So it's safe to say that as the first quarter has gone and it's 5.9, no way are they making their 20%. They're not going to be able to get another 15% on top by the end of the year. So now is the time to watch what happens in the van market, because one of two things is going to happen. One, they're going to stick to their promise to stick to the zero emissions vehicle mandate, which means that at the end of the year, for every van under the 20% that they haven't sold, means they've sold an excess diesel one. Let's say they're selling 10,000 vans, they need to sell 2,000 electric. They're selling 600. So they're 1,400 vans short. Or 1,400 times £9,000 this year, because that's the fine. So they're going to lose 14 times 9, quick maths. 1,400 times 9, 9,000. 1,400 times 9,000. Well, 1,400 times 9, it'll be 36, 11,600, 12,600. Yeah, 12,600. So that'll be 126,000, 1.26 million, 12.6 million. So that's 12.6 million quid. See that quick maths there? I went on countdown for nothing, you know. 12.6 million a van manufacturer will lose for every 2,000 vans he doesn't sell that are electric. Well, what car manufacturer can maintain that sort of loss? None is the answer. So what's going to give? Either the van manufacturer is going to give and he's going to go bankrupt, or they're going to turn around to the government and go, well, you don't have any vans at all. And as everybody know, it's vans that make the world go round. Literally. Particularly in the case of parcel delivery, where everything is delivered by van, and everything that you buy from Amazon is delivered by van. Nothing else. Nothing else delivers Amazon apart from vans. And you can say about, oh yeah, they're going to deliver by drones and trolleys and all the bollocks. It's coming by van. It always will come by van for the foreseeable future. The same as all big bulk goods come from diesel lorries. And there's nothing been done about that either. And nothing will be done about it because they cannot come up with a solution for it. And I know they're trialling electric lorries, and I know people say they're ace, but the truth is, they ain't. And they ain't efficient. Obviously, I've never driven one. I ain't got an HGV. But I've read enough reviews and watched enough videos on them to know that they're not practical in the real world, particularly when your tacho break is 20 minutes or half an hour, and these things take a week to charge up. So what's going to happen? That's the question. It's going to be a Mexican standoff between the manufacturers and the government, as the manufacturers say, well, look, this is unsustainable. Ironic, what with the policy being all about sustainability. This is unsustainable. We can't afford to pay you on this area. So is it going to get kicked into the long grass? Is it going to be adhered to? More importantly, we're going to have a new government by the time this comes about. Maybe that was the plan all along. We'll bring in this thing in 2024. It'll never get enforced because we'll have a general election, and then whoever comes in can just scrap it, because they'll have 5 years to get it back, and they'll just say, no, it was a crap policy. There you go. Live thought process is going on here. Whoever gets in will say, because let's face it, it's not going to be bloody Sunak, is it? It's more than likely going to be Starmer, which is basically Sunak without a tan. So it makes no difference who's in charge. But at least if Labour get in, they can say, that was a stupid policy, it was never going to work, it needs to be done differently, we're going to scrap that and start again. And then the manufacturers get what they want, we still get to have decent vans, and they get to kick the can down the road a bit, and the only person that's crying about it is old Australian bird from the Green Party and dear old Greta. How dare you? How dare you take our dreams? Though she's getting a bit older now, and I think she's getting a bit bored with the whole thing. Though I'm sure George Soros' £2 million a month check she gets eases the pain a bit for her. So this is the question. What's going to happen to the electric van market? Because they can't sell them, they can't lease them, people don't want them, people know they're shit, but they've still got to sell 20% of them by the end of the year. Who knows? It's a different situation in the car world, because they've managed to bang out that many polished turds, like the one I'm in right now. Separate video on this, by the way, Golf GTE. They've managed to bang out enough polished turds and milk floats. I think they're hovering around 18%, so they're not far off. I mean, obviously, once people have had these things for a couple of years, that'll drop off again. But for now, that's the situation. And the situation is that the e-van experiment has failed dismally because everybody has built shit vans. And everybody. There isn't a good one out there. It's not like you can say, oh yeah, but if you had a Tesla van, I mean the Tesla Cybertruck, what a pile of crap that is, by the way. I'd love to get my hands on one just to rip it apart, because it's ugly. It's basically Elon Musk laughing at everybody and going, look, I'll build this pile of shit. Look how shit it looks. It looks like something out of Buck Rogers. And you lot are going to give me 150 grand for it. Oh, and by the way, it's shit. But I saw you coming. It's another Harry Enfield sketch. So, there you go. There's no alternatives. E-vans are shit. Diesel vans are the future. Future my arse. It's a case of we just sit back and watch and wait and see what happens. Who knows? I don't. The only thing I do know is E-vans are shit. Future my arse.